Hello, Maggie.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Anita. I'm your occupational therapist, and who is this with you?
This is my husband.
Okay, and what's your name?
Randall.
All right, nice to meet you. So, do you know what occupational therapy is?
Not really. I just when I needed to come to OT.
Okay, so occupational therapy, we use different interventions to remediate or restore any illnesses or prevent injuries to improve your quality of life. So we use different interventions, and it is to improve your overall functioning and your overall well-being.
Okay.
So today we're going to be doing an occupational therapy evaluation, and I'm just going to be asking you several questions about what you do or what you did before having your injury. And so this is going to take about an hour. So is that okay with you?
Yeah.
And Randall, you'll only have to be here for a few minutes just to ask some questions. So in your past, what have you done before your injury?
I took care of the house. I worked sometimes.
Okay.
I helped take care of our 2 kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
Took care of house and work.
Mm-hmm.
So, in your house, what do you do inside your house, or how does that work between you guys?
She did most of the inside work and I did all the outside stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how is it? Is it changed now?
I've taken on a lot of the inside stuff now, as well as the outside.
All right. So do you do any more indoor housework right now, or do you try to?
I try to help sometimes.
Okay. So, what is something that that motivates you or gets you moving or makes you motivated to go and start your day?
Probably my kids.
Kids motivate you?
Yeah.
So what about your kids motivates you? Does doing work for them, or what is it?
Yeah. I want to make sure that they have everything that they need and help get them ready for the day and play with them.
Okay. So that motivates you. So are you sleeping normally, or no? So tell me a little bit about that.
She goes to bed early, but then
Okay.
she gets up periodically in the middle of the night.
Okay. Is that something that you feel like you have a problem with right now, or you don't feel like you do?
Probably a little bit.
Okay. All right. So, do you currently work, or do you currently no work at all, Kim? So, do you participate in any leisure activities or anything for fun right now?
Not right now.
Okay. No leisure. And when was the last time that you've done something with your friends or gone out to the community to do something?
Before my car accident.
Okay. And so that's been about a month, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Month. Okay, and so do you participate in any spiritual activities? Do you go to church or anything like that? Okay. And do you have friends at church that you socialize with?
Yeah, there are a few other families that we're close with that go there too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. So do you feel like there's any other problems that you want to tell me about, or something that you'd want to work on?
I just want to get back to feeling normal again.
Okay. And so what does normal look like for you?
I want, I want to be able to go back to work
Okay.
and, continue helping out with stuff in the house
Okay.
and take care of my kids better.
Okay. Take care of him better. Alright. So, what are your immediate goals that you would want to achieve with occupational therapy? Those can be related to how you want to go back to work. Is there any like short-term goals that you want to accomplish?
Yeah.
Okay. So what was something that you did at work?
It was at a desk.
At a desk? Okay.
Mhm.
Do you remember what you did at the desk?
She was a secretary at a doctor's office.
Okay.
The white building.
The white building?
Yeah.
Okay. So for short-term goal, something you could maybe work on if you want to get back to your job is filing papers to start. Is that your long-term goal is to get back to work? So
Yeah.
short-term goal would be to maybe file papers or remember a certain order of papers. And so your needs, do you have any like very important needs that you're not having met right now? Like getting dressed or feeding yourself or remembering to do certain things. What is going on with that?
Yeah.
Remembering things.
Remembering things, okay. How would
in the
you
order of doing things.
Okay, remembering and sequencing things. Alright. So we could work on that too. So that gives me a good start on what we can work with in therapy. So
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
So for Maggie, what are you thinking? So I was thinking we need to evaluate her quality of life first. And so for that, I think we should use the RQOL 4, which is from CDC, and it's called Healthy Day Measure. So there's several questions to ask about her quality of life, and the construct and content validity are really good, and the predictive validity are really good, and the internal consistency. And there's also good test reliability with this, so I think that it would be a good assessment for you to do with Maggie.
Okay.
And then for her living skills evaluation, we're going to use Kohlman's evaluation of living skills. And are you a little bit familiar with that?
I've never actually,
Okay.
did
So it has good construct validity, and it's really appropriate to use to evaluate ADLs and IADLs for elderly population. So I think that would be really good to see how she is doing with her at-home skills and different IADLs and ADLs.
Okay.
So, and I think that like with doing these, we're gonna increase her participation.
Okay. So then do you just want me to report back to you after?
Yeah, after you
After-
do the
Okay.
healthy day measures. Do you have anything else? Do you have anything you would like to say?
I mean, no, I think if she can increase her occupational performance, after we figure out what else she should work on, then I think that would help support, her participation
Mhm.
at home and
Yeah.
in the community and stuff, so.
Okay. So we'll just work on goals and creating an intervention that would best suit her and her needs. So.
Hi Maggie, how are you today?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm Michelle. I am an occupational therapy assistant. Do you know the difference between an occupational therapy assistant and an OT?
No.
Okay, so basically what I do is I help to carry out some of the interventions that the OT has come up with for you. And so I will help implement some of that stuff later on in some of your later treatment sessions.
Okay.
But today I'm actually going to have you fill out this quality of life assessment that's just going to kind of see how you rate your overall health and well-being.
Okay.
So do you think you can do that for me?
Yeah, I'll try.
If you have any questions, let me know.
Okay. Can I just skip this part up here and go on to the questions?
I actually need you to read that before, just to help kind of explain what it's asking, and then it'll kind of help guide filling out the survey or
Okay.
the questionnaire.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. When it says, would you say that your general health is blank? What does it mean by my general health?
Just your health in general, so like physically, mentally, emotionally, those kinds of things.
Okay. I was in the hospital for a lot of days, and I don't really know if my health was good or not then.
Do you think it would help if you had assistance from someone else to fill this out?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you bring anybody with you to your therapy session today?
My husband's in the lobby.
Okay. Do you want to go out and get him, and he can help you fill it out?
Yeah, if
Okay.
we can.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep. You're back.
Yep, I brought my husband with me. Yeah.
All right. So I had asked her to fill out this quality of life survey,
Mm-hmm.
and she's having a little bit of difficulty being able to recall some of the scores, like how she would have rated herself as she was in the hospital for a period of time. So if you can maybe just go through this with her, and maybe if she's kind of unsure, maybe give her a little bit of guidance as to how she should answer these.
Okay.
So,
What do you have a question?
how many days in the hospital was my physical health not good?
I think it was like 10 days.
Like 10 days?
Yeah.
I don't really remember like the first couple days in the hospital.
Yeah,
at
you were unconscious for a few days,
Yeah.
and then when you woke up, you were crying a lot. So from the past 30 days.
Probably all of them.
Yeah, probably 30 days, because every day it's been pretty rough.
Okay. I haven't done any of my usual activities yet. Have I?
You did some of them.
I did
so
some of
say
them.
like maybe like 20 days.
Okay. Major impairment. No. Oh wow.
That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe other impairment? Yeah.
Yeah.
Days.
That wasn't it been a month?
Yeah, 1 month. Yes.
right now.
Okay.
Did I have pain in the hospital?
You had a headache
I had a headache.
for for how long it was? Maybe like 15 days.
Okay. I'm just kind of assuming that I felt this way when I was in the hospital. Am I right?
Yeah, for most of the days that you were awake in the hospital, you were worried about what you need to go back home or something, or go wash the dishes or cook dinner.
Y'all done?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I will give this to the OT and have her look it over, and then this will kind of help her help guide some of the stuff that she's going to plan for some of the interventions for your therapy sessions.
Okay. With you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so for today, we're going to be doing the Kohlman evaluation of living skills, and I'm going to just ask you a few questions before we do the KELS. It's called KELS. So I'm going to ask you a few questions about where you live and just different questions about.
Okay.
Where is your house or residence located?
In Kokomo.
Okay. Do you know the address?
Yes.
What's the address?
5621 Woodsview Court, Rocheville, Indiana.
Okay. And then, is it a single family home, apartment, a facility that you live in?
It's a house.
Okay. And do you live alone, or who do you live with?
I live with my my husband and my 2 kids.
Okay. So, do you use a cell phone?
Mhm.
Okay. So, do you have any assistants at your house? Does anybody help you?
My husband.
Okay. So you pretty much do everything else, or does your husband do?
My husband, when he's home, my sister doesn't live too far away, so if I need something, she sometimes comes and helps.
Okay. Okay, so do you use electronic banking for paying your bills?
No.
No. Okay. So those are all the questions that I have. So what did you do before your injury or your car accident? What would you do?
Well, I worked. I worked
Okay.
part-time.
Okay.
I have 2 kids, so I took care of my kids when I was at home.
Mhm.
I did a lot of house chores.
Okay.
I cleaned and picked up the house. And I think I did some of the bills and that kind of stuff.
Okay. Good.
I think. Yeah.
Alright. So, what are your goals with occupational therapy? What are you wanting to achieve with therapy?
I really just want to get back to feeling normal.
Feeling normal. Okay.
Yeah, I want to go back to work and take care of myself and my kids and
Mhm.
my house and
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Mhm. Would you say you're having trouble with that right now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you want to feel normal again and go back to doing what you did before, which is doing your bills and taking care of your house and taking care of your kids.
Yeah,
Okay.
and work.
Okay. So I'm gonna read off to you we're gonna start with the KELS assessment. So I'll be giving you an evaluation of living skills, and the reason I'm giving you this evaluation is to help determine your specific strengths. It will take approximately 30 to 45 minutes. I may be taking notes at the evaluation as the evaluation progresses. If you have any questions, feel free to stop me at any time. At the end of the evaluation, I will go over the results with you. Are you ready to begin?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So first, you're going to do this form. Just fill it out.
Okay. What's today's date?
Today's the October 11th, 2017.
What time of day is it?
It's the afternoon, so it is 1:45. Okay, and then I'll look over that. Or are you not finished?
I'm just gonna. Okay.
Okay, I'll look over that. Okay. And then you fill out the bottom half now. And if you need any help, you can ask.
Okay. What do you mean by like washing hair? Because didn't I already shower or bathe?
Washing hair, you mean?
Yeah, because I put that I showered or bathed. Is it just asking the question again?
Yeah, so just, do you wash your hair every time that you wash your body?
Okay.
So it's just asking when you wash your hair.
I guess I comb or brush my hair every time I take a shower. Okay.
Okay. So, for our next task, we're going to be looking at different situations. So, let's see. So, I'm going to show you 4 pictures. There may be a dangerous situation in them, or there may not be anything dangerous at all. Look carefully at each of them. In each picture, you must decide if there is anything dangerous.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. Do you see anything dangerous in this picture?
No.
Okay. Okay. No. So, do you see anything dangerous in this picture? Can you look closely?
I mean, maybe. I guess if this was my kid, I really wouldn't want them sitting there by themselves when I'm over here not paying attention. That
Okay.
chair looks pretty high up.
Okay, so What do you say is dangerous about the picture?
This girl, if it was my daughter, I would want to be closer to her to make
Okay.
sure that she didn't fall off. But she's just washing the dishes, not paying attention to her. And she's
Okay.
kind of reaching forward, she might fall.
Okay. And then, so you answered that question. So do you see anything dangerous about this picture?
Yes.
What is dangerous about it?
My son, he's 2. He's like kind of still puts everything in his mouth, so he probably put this cord in his
Okay.
mouth.
Okay. Alright. And we have one more picture.
Okay.
So do you see anything dangerous in this picture?
No.
Okay. Alright. Okay. So now we're gonna identify some actions that you would do.
Okay.
Okay. So let's see. Phone book. So here's a telephone book and a cell phone. Okay. What would you do for yourself if you got sick with a cold?
I would probably just take some medicine.
Okay. Alright. What would you do if you burned yourself and the wound became infected?
Well, I would go to the doctor.
Okay.
I think. Isn't that what you're supposed to do?
Yeah.
Okay.
What would you do if you suddenly started having severe chest pains and shortness of breath?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. So number 4. If your house caught fire, what telephone number would you call for help?
Nine. 911.
Okay. Okay. So we're gonna move on to questions about your safety and health. So if you needed to see a doctor, where would you go?
To the doctor's office.
Okay. And what's the doctor's name?
Dr. Nuss.
Okay. And do you know where his office is located? Do you know how to drive there?
I can picture the building.
Okay. But you don't know his address?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. If you needed dental care, where would you go?
The dentist.
Okay. So, do you have a dentist right now?
I think so.
Okay, do you know his name?
Dr. Gerald.
Okay. And do you know where it's located?
In Kokomo.
Okay. Do you know the address exactly or how to get there or?
You go on the road And then you go for a little bit. When you get to the barn, you take a left,
Okay.
and then it's like a couple stoplights around there, and then keep going.
Okay. So you kind of know how to get there.
Yeah.
Okay. So. Alright. Next section. I'm going to give you $5 and you're going to buy this toothbrush from me. The toothbrush costs $4.58, including tax. You give me $5 and I give you the toothbrush in this amount of change. 37 cents. So you give me $5 for this toothbrush. Alright, so you give me $5. And can you subtract $5 from $4.58 and see if I gave you the right amount of change?
You gave me 37 cents.
Okay, that's right. So now you're going to purchase this deck of cards for me. The deck of cards cost $3.38, including tax. This is the money I have to. This is the money you have to purchase the deck. So this is the money you have. And you want to buy this deck of cards for $3.38. Can you count your money and see if you have enough money to buy that deck of cards? Do you have the good amount of money?
Yeah.
How much money do you have?
Um. $3.
Mm-hmm.
$0.42.
Okay. So do you have extra money or just the right amount for this one?
How much money did I have?
$3.42, you said?
I have enough.
You have enough? Okay.
Mhm.
And do you have any extra money left?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So for this one, it's going to be money management. So here's an updated bill. So how do you pay your bills?
I write a check.
Okay. Okay, and what is the amount due on this bill?
What was the question?
What is the amount due on the bill?
$124.31.
Okay, and when is the bill due?
You don't know.
Okay. So I'm going to be giving you a check. So fill out this pretend check and the envelope to pay this bill. You can use this pencil.
What's today's date?
It's the October 11th, 2017.
Who's this bill for?
Who's the bill for?
Mm-hmm.
So usually at the top, it will say who,
Oh, okay.
so what does that say?
Rock, power, and light.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you finished?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. See, okay. Now you have to fill out the envelope and as if you're writing it to sending it in the mail. And you have to fill out the envelope with your address and their address. Okay, now write out their address and then your address to send it to them.
Where?
Write your address up here
Okay.
and then their address in the middle.
What's their address?
Usually it will have their address somewhere here. Can you see it?
Mm,
That's it.
okay. Do I just copy this?
Yeah. Okay, are you finished?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good job. Okay. So, what is your source of income?
What?
What is your source of income? Do you get any money monthly, or do you receive any source of income?
I used to at work.
Okay. Do you receive any now?
No, I'm off right now.
Okay.
they won't let me come back to work yet.
Okay. So where do you get your money then that you use?
My husband works.
Okay.
And we had some savings, I think. Yeah. My husband knows money right now more than I do.
Okay. Husband knows money. Alright. So you don't receive any money from the government or anything, or pension? Okay, so you were talking about work. So where did you work?
It was an office building.
Okay. And what'd you do there?
I know this sometimes. It was a white building.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, and do you plan on returning to work? Okay. So when do you plan on returning to work?
I'd like to as soon as I can get back to normal.
Okay. So now I'm going to ask you about your community mobility. So how do you get from one place to another in Kokomo?
I will drive.
Okay. You drive. Do you use any other means of transportation?
For where are we going?
So you just drive everywhere you need to go?
Yeah.
Okay. When was the last time that you drove?
About, well, my car accident.
Car accident? Okay. How long ago was that?
I don't know.
Okay.
My husband would know if he was here.
Okay, so how'd you get here?
My husband brought me.
Okay. Alright. So, does your city have public transportation?
I don't
Does
know.
Kokomo have public transportation?
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. I've never taken it.
Okay. Do you, have you ever seen a bus in Kokomo?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay. Alright, so, piece of telephone. Oops. So, okay, here is a telephone number for Regal IMAX Theater. Call the number and tell me the information from the recorded message. If the telephone has a speaker option, please use it. So, let me, there we go.
What am I doing?
So here is the number for Regal IMAX Theater. Call the number and tell me the time the first movie will be shown today.
Okay.
So, what time is the first movie playing today?
I think they said it was at 1,
Okay.
but maybe it was 2. Oh, it was around 1 or 2.
Okay. Playing at 1 or 2. Do you remember what movie it was? No.
No,
Okay.
I just paid attention for the time.
Okay, that's okay. So I'm going to be asking you about employment and leisure.
Mhm.
So, have you worked in the past?
Yes.
Okay. Do you plan on working in the future?
Yes.
And when was your last job?
I guess my name is still in the system there, I think. I think I still have a job.
You think you still have a job?
Yeah,
Okay.
just not there right now.
Okay. And what kind of job was it?
I worked in an office.
Okay. And what kind of job will you look for in the future? Are you going to try to go back there or?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Go back to your old job. Okay. And then we have one more section. So. So, what do you do in your leisure or free time?
Spend time with my kids and my family, my husband.
Okay.
Go out to eat.
Okay. Is there one more thing that you like to do?
My friends and I, we used to have outings together where we would sometimes go shopping or go to the park
Okay.
and just kind of hang out.
Okay. So, do you do any activities with people?
Not right now.
Okay. Alright, and then when was the last time that you went shopping with your friends?
I don't remember.
That's it. Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for
And we will
working with me.
Yeah, and we're gonna go over your score form. Okay.
Okay.
All right. I'm just gonna take some time to look over your score form.
Okay, thank you.
So the top of the form here, Maggie just supposed to fill out, and from the evaluator, you're just supposed to observe her, how she reads and fills out the form on her own. And then for this part, it's actually scored. And so for each part in the book, it will tell you if she showers at least once a week, if she washes her face at least once a day, if she washes her hair at least once every 7 to 10 days, or combs or brushes hair once a day, and then brushes her teeth once a day, then she is independent in those tasks. So over here, we put self-care is independent. So frequency is independent, and then her appearance, that is an observation that we make. And so that's independent. She takes care of her appearance independently. And then our next one is safety and health. So this one we use the pictures in the book, which are the scenarios, these scenarios in the book. So for this scenario, she did not notice anything dangerous. So I put that she needs assistance, and then so there's 4 different situations. There's this one, and then this one, and this one. So since she did not identify or wasn't aware of a lot of the dangerous situations that were portrayed in the pictures, she would need assistance. So her awareness is contrived, so she needs assistance with that, and then she can't identify the appropriate actions, and then the knowledge of location of. So for safety and health, for number 2, you're supposed to identify the just interview her with questions, and it's just saying, what would you do if you got sick with a cold? And she answered appropriately, but she was unable to answer question number 3 appropriately. So I put that she needs assistance with that. And then she was unable to name the location of the medical and dental facilities, so she needs assistance with that. And for money management, so during the buying of the toothbrush and the deck of cards, she was able to count the right amount of change, so she got independent for that. Payment of bills, she needed assistance to see how much money she owed for the bill, so she needs assistance with that. And then she does not work right now, so it's not applicable. And so it also says that she relies on her husband and savings currently. So for her commuting mobility and telephone, her husband drives her around. So mobility within community, so we put independent for that. And then basic knowledge of public transit systems. She doesn't really know what transit systems there exist, so she needs assistance with that. And then the use of a telephone, she was able to dial the number correctly and make a phone call, so she's independent with that. And then employment and leisure opportunities. So she has plans for future employment. That is, her job that she had before is willing to accept her back because she's been there for several years, but that's her plans for future employment, so she's independent with that. And then her leisure activity involvement, she has not been as involved in leisure activities since her brain injury, so she needs assistance with that. And then for the areas of concern, she was able to complete the form, so yes. And then forms needed to be completed via interview, no. Ability to write legibly, yes. Ability to type, she didn't type, so we don't do that. Cognition, ability to comprehend and complete forms, yes, with minimal assistance. And then ability to follow direction, yes, with minimal cues. And then her orientation was inaccurate because she did not know what day it was, and I had to tell her the day. Her memory, she remembers her address, so she got accurate. Her age is inaccurate. She said that she was 25 years old. Ability to attend to tasks, yes, she's able to, but she needs extra time. And then this is any notes. So I made a note that her husband reminds Maggie of ADL completion. So it's basic activities of daily living. And then additional note is that husband has taken over roles Maggie previously did. And so for this next part of the summary, so you're supposed to choose 1, 2, 3, or 4, which one best fits her. So 1 appears to have adequate knowledge and basic skills to live alone. 2 appears to be able to be safe and meet basic needs in living alone with the following assistance provided during the week or month. And 3, we chose 3, appears to be able to live alone with the following assistance provided throughout the day to meet basic activities of daily living needs and be safe. So we put she needs help with monitoring for safety, money management, and bill paying, since she did have difficulty paying her bill. Transportation is provided by her husband, so she needs extra assistance with that. Leisure activity and participation initiated by husband, so she needs assistance with that. So that's why we chose 3. And then number 4, needs assistant 24/7 to be safe and meet basic needs, which is not Maggie because she can complete some of her basic activities, daily living. She just needs more prompting. So that completes the scoring process of KELS. All right, so let's talk about what we think we should do with Maggie for treatment intervention and creating an intervention. So going over her KELS score form, one of her biggest deficits is safety and health, money management, and community mobility. So because she relies on other people to do those things for her, so anyways, so her areas of concern that I think would be most beneficial to her would be to create like some kind of reminders, because she's very forgetful, or she because her husband has to constantly remind her to do her basic activities of daily living, and so he also has taken over a lot of her independent IADLs. So
Yeah.
I think that we can focus on that with her treatment. What are you thinking?
I think those all sound good. I had her complete the health-related quality of life assessment like you had asked, and she definitely struggled reading the questions and answering them herself, so she actually got her husband to help her with it.
Okay.
She wasn't able to recall her time in the hospital, and overall, just from her scores and what they reported, it sounds like she had really poor quality of life there, and I think that those things would really help work on improving that for her.
And her participation in her activities and everything. Okay. So for her intervention, I think that we have a pretty good formulation of where we want to go now.